Hello everyone. It's very nice to meet all of you. I was invited to come and talk to you all today and tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm just going to start from the very beginning. I was born on December 25th, 1821. Who can tell me what happens on December 25th? That's right, Christmas. Well, I was born on Christmas Day. I had a big family. My mom, Sarah, and my dad, Stephen, and then there were 5 of us children. I was the youngest one. We lived on a big farm. It was great. When I became a teenager, my brother David got very sick, and I spent a lot of time taking care of him. When I turned 18, this is when I started teaching children just like you. And when I was 24, I started a school for workers' children that worked at the mill where my brother worked. Then, let's see, I moved to New Jersey then and started another school there. But after a little while, they hired a man that got paid more than me. And I didn't like this very much. I didn't think that that was fair at all. So I resigned. A couple of years later, I went to work in Washington, D.C. There, I was the first woman to work in the patent office as a recording clerk. But once again, a man came along that didn't like that I had a job better than his. So he made it to where I had to move to a lower position, and I became a copier. When Buchanan was president, they did away with my copy job altogether. But then, good old Mr. Lincoln became president, so I got my job back. Let's see. Then, the Civil War started. During this time, I felt like it was my job to bring soldiers the supplies that they needed, to help those that were in as well. So that's what I started doing. I started helping people who were in trouble. After a while, I got permission to go to the battlefields to take supplies to the soldiers and to care for the ones that were in trouble and hurt. That's when I started wearing this here jacket and this fancy cap. I was at every battle in Maryland, Virginia, and South Carolina during the Civil War. They even gave me a nickname. They called me Angel of the Battlefield. That made me feel really good. I knew that they appreciated my help. After the war was over, we started looking for the missing soldiers and marking all those graves. It was a rough time as well as a sad time for our country. At this point, I had gotten kind of sick and really worn out and tired. So I went to Europe to regain my strength. While I was there, I heard about this organization called the International Red Cross. I liked the idea of helping those in need so much that when I went back to the U.S. and I started to work on my own plans for making an organization like this here in the U.S., I even got to talk to President Hayes about my plans, and that was great. Then finally, on May 21st, 1881, the American Red Cross was established. It went so well that they elected me president in June of that year. I feel like this is what I was supposed to do with my life: care for those in need and make a way to see that their needs were met. Who am I, you might ask? Why don't you tell me?